Friends, enemies, assorted potted plants. As I am recording this, I have, maybe just half an hour ago, finished a video by Overthrow Media about how gun control, whether or not it is good or bad, the way it is enforced is inherently white supremacist. Because, our government is de facto white supremacist. I agree with the points made in that video, mostly, not entirely, but it's a good video to watch. I want to add to that a little bit, in the sense that, I don't think there was enough said about how, as a matter of function, the kind of gun control that people want is just full-on impossible. Let me explain. So, the thing that people seem to want is, a federal gun control program at the federal level. They want something like the assault weapon ban, or something similar to that. Something I proposed is having, a FOID system. We had, I'm not 100% sure right now, a system in Illinois called the Firearm Owner Identification System. I'd be in favor of something like that. Treating guns the same way, expecting people to be at least as responsible with their guns as they would be with their cars. But none of that is going to happen. Not only are... The first thing, of course, is goddamn fucking Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell loves the Second Amendment. It is the only part of the Constitution that he genuinely believes in. Kind of. Not really. That's not what the Second Amendment is, but that's an entirely different topic. Mitch McConnell would literally rather watch every other member of Congress get shot in the back of the head than even allow a bill for gun control to come to the Senate floor. And so he will not allow any bill promoting gun control to come to the Senate floor. At all. It will not happen. And if it will not come to the Senate floor, then it won't go to Biden's desk. It's that simple. But it's actually worse than that. Republicans in the House of Representatives, the so-called Freedom Caucus, they are wild about guns. I remember reading somewhere that Lauren Bobbitt actually carries a gun into Congress every day, whether or not she's technically allowed to. I think you should be allowed to. I think you should... I would imagine that if you're a congressperson, especially considering the events of the January 6th, you can get something like that, a personal firearm, checked by security. But I digress. The Freedom Caucus will not allow that to happen. So, not only will it not ever come to the floor of the Senate, but it won't ever come to the floor of the House, either. Because because the elected officials that we have in power will not let it happen. But, okay, let's say that problem magically goes away. Let's say that, the hearts and minds of those people are magically changed. Someone waves a wand, and Mitch McConnell's heart grows 3 sizes. Even if that happens, even if laws are passed, they won't work. There are actually a lot of gun control laws in places like Illinois and other Democratic states like California, and they're just not enforced. Or they're selectively enforced is a better way of phrasing it. If they catch some kid with a .38 special, they're going to attack an extra firearm charge on top of him, but the way that these things are intended to work is not how they're intended to work, is not how they are made to work. And that's not how they're made to work, because the fraternal orderhood of police, whatever the fucking police, the federal police union is called, make their members take a vow to not enforce any any law that violates their interpretation of the Second Amendment. Even if the laws are there, they will not be enforced. At least not in the way that we would want. They'll be enforced in the same white supremacist way that, like, anti-drug laws or anti-housing laws are enforced, but they won't be enforced in a way that would prevent mass shootings. Because the state has no interest in preventing mass shootings. If they did, then they would have stopped them by now. If not with the law, then by just mass buying guns and melting them down and destroying them. And I think that that's a major facet that people don't grasp. Overthrow Media touches on it in his video, but the state has no interest in preventing mass shootings. The lives of every child in this country are not as important as the rights of some people, rich white people, to have firearms. And, like, that's the thing that we have to deal with. If you're serious about gun control, I'm serious about gun control. Like, I'm not necessarily anti-gun, but I don't think that every person should have 2 Glocks they can shoot in the air at will. But I'm serious about gun control, and that's the first thing that you have to acknowledge, is that nothing is being done because nothing is supposed to be done. This, as far as the country and as far as most states are concerned, this is not a problem. This is things happening exactly as they are intended to happen. And when people talk about solutions, that's the first thing that they're going to have to fix. And, like, I'm still working on that. I'm still working on fucking how to fix that, how to single that thing out and pull that thread and cut it. I don't think anyone really has solutions other than, like, the best solution that I've seen is fucking Michael Flager in Chicago literally taking groups of people and marching through the streets looking for people who are going to start fights and stopping them before they start. That's the most effective solution that I've seen to the kind of gun crime that we need to stop. And that is still an incredibly shitty solution. And, yeah. This is not a positive video, I apologize. That is all I have to say about that. I am all sayed out. You know where the likes are, you know where the comments are. Leave one or both if you like, or dislike the video if you didn't agree or appreciate it. Still stuck in the beige void. Still going to need to get out eventually. If you have a couple of dollars that you can contribute to the Escape the Beige Void Fund, I sure would appreciate that. And, next video is about the state defaulting to violence. And it kind of ties into the gun crime thing. Until we get there, go out, take care of yourselves, and no, it's go out, do something important, and take care of yourselves, alright?